Hey there LEGO fans, welcome back. Alex here. In this video we are going to be doing a build and review of a retired LEGO set that I have right here in this USPS box. So yes, this is a Bricklink order that I got. It is not a new sealed set unfortunately, but it is complete with instructions. So what is it? Well, this is the Kingdoms Joust LEGO set. It is set number 10223, contains 1,575 pieces, and at the time it retailed for $120 US. That of course was back in 2012. It had a 2-year run and it retired towards the end of 2014. And about that time, I had an opportunity to buy it at a pretty good discount, but I didn't because I thought at the time, well, I'm not building castle layouts, so I don't really need it. Now here I am, 8 years after it retired, kicking myself because I paid a lot more than 120 bucks for it. But that's all good. It's here now. I'm happy. Let's go ahead and put this thing together. So what we'll do as always, guys, we'll start off with a time-lapse build. I still think it'd be kind of fun to do a quick review of this thing as well. And then finally, we'll take it downstairs and find a spot for it in our castle layout. So let's go ahead and get started. And we are back. Here it is, guys. The Kingdoms Joust is ready to roll. Now, I will say, unfortunately, when you buy a used set off of Bricklink, you don't have the benefit of those numbered bags anymore, so you have to pour out all the LEGO pieces all at once, so it's a little overwhelming to get going on your build, but once you get going through the build, it does go faster and a little bit easier for you. I will also say, unfortunately, with the amount of brown elements in this thing, it does suffer from what I call the brittle brown syndrome, and that means that the brown elements do unfortunately break rather easy. They're very fragile, they crack, and if you're not too careful, you can snap them in half. And unfortunately, while I was building this, as careful as I was, there were some breaks, unfortunately. So these brittle brown elements, and as well as the white elements with some other LEGO sets that fade or get yellowed, those are my two biggest complaints when it comes to LEGO quality. There are 9 minifigures with the Kingdoms Joust LEGO set, starting with the peasant boy here, who looks like he takes care of the horses after they've done their business. You get 2 Lion Knights guards, as well as the 2 competing knights. Both of them look like they have a nice determined look on their face and are determined to win the tournament. Of course, representation for the Lion Knights, as well as the Black Falcons. And I also got to point out their horses. I love the amount of accessories you get with their horses as well. And also, it's not all about jousting, guys. You can also have these knights compete in sword fights as well. And then next we have the King and the Queen, of course. Now the Queen is the only minifigure who has a reversible face, the other side looking like she's got a look of disappointment at the results of the jousting tournament. And then we also have this maiden in the green dress who is holding a frog. Interesting reference there. And last but not least, we have this squire who's got a decent amount of facial hair. So let's take a look at all the cool stuff we get with our Kingdoms Joust. Obviously, we get the joust going on itself with our 2 knights competing. I love that we have representation of each faction with that shield there in the middle as they compete. We also get a corresponding tent with a very medieval weapon inside for each group. Those are really cool. Very small tents, very basic, but cool that we get those along the side of this build. We also get a grandstand, but this is not really a grandstand. It's just a small stand that is only for the King and the Queen, and there's no room for anybody else. And as you can see, it's a pretty nice shaded area, and they have access to have all the grapes that they want to eat, as well as some nice fine wine. So now let's take a look at the biggest part of the Kingdoms Joust, which is this very big archway entry into the kingdom. But you'll notice that on either side of it, there's these smaller structures, and these are actually really cool because they move inward and outward on these hinges, so you can have it completely straight like this, or you can have them kind of inverted inward like that, depending on, you know, what you have going on. And you can also detach them from it as well, and you can switch in places, which gives the set some nice versatility. Both of these sides looks like they kind of serve a different class of people. Obviously, this one right here looks like it's more for the peasant boy to take care of the horses, but I do like that he's got a ladder up to a platform up there that he can get a better view of the jousting tournament going on below. And then on the other side, we have a what I would call more upgraded way to view the jousting tournament. You obviously have some shade inside of this small building, and on the inside, we also have access to some refreshments and a very large stick of bread. And finally, we get to the two towers with this bridge going between them, and this looks fantastic. It really is the attention grabber of this set, and it really does a good job of that because it looks fantastic from the front. However, when we go to the back side of it, we can see the interior of it, and there's not really much of an interior to speak of. I think the designer did a good enough job for the amount of space that they had. However, I did notice that there's these Technic elements in kind of the roof area, which makes me believe that this was built with the intention that you would buy two of them and put them back to back and connect them that way, and that would give you a very robust and complete double tower and bridge look. And I would love to do that. However, just buying this one by itself was a lot of money. So I don't see that in my foreseeable future, but it's really cool that that detail exists there because that would look awesome if you can get two of these together. So that is a quick build and review of the Kingdoms Joust Lego set all the way back from 2012. It is now time to take this thing downstairs and see how it looks in our castle layout. We've made the perilous journey downstairs, and here is the Kingdoms Joust place in this big open area, which was the intention and why I bought it, so it looks pretty good. A lot of details, though, I will say that I got to add to this thing here soon, especially where the horses would be running back and forth. I got to put up a lot of browns and darker browns to make it look like the land has been chopped up with those horses going back and forth. I also want to probably improve the lighting. I just have this LED light that goes right in the middle of the layout. So if something is right underneath it, like the Kingdoms Joust here, you can see that there's a lot of shadow kind of covering the facade of it. So I'll have to figure out a better solution there because I want to see it. It's too dark right now. But other than that, it's looking okay. It's still a work in progress. A lot of details still to come in the castle layout, and always open to your suggestions as I'm kind of learning as I go with this thing. But for the moment, really happy with the Kingdoms Joust. So that's the video for now, the update, I will also say, for the castle layout. Let me know what you guys think so far, and we'll catch you guys in the next video. I'm sure that will be soon enough. Until then, you guys have a fantastic day, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.